She was just mending a range barrier until a Navy SEAL handed her his rifle and stepped back. "Ma'am, I think you should take this one," he said with a nod of respect. Staff Sergeant Riley Hart looked up from the concrete patch she was smoothing on the firing range wall at Camp Pendleton's advanced marksmanship facility. The SEAL instructor stood 3 feet away, offering his rifle with a reverence that caught her off guard. What unfolded next would unearth a family legacy hidden for 2 decades. At 26, Staff Sergeant Riley Hart brushed concrete dust from her hands as she worked on repairs at the base's precision training grounds. Her petite frame and reserved nature often led others to overlook her, but she had carved her niche among Camp Pendleton's top engineers through sheer grit and technical mastery. Riley specialized in range upkeep and ballistics facility enhancements, staying close to the ranges where Marines and elite Special Forces units honed their skills. She found solace in the steady pace of construction, building safe training spaces away from combat's turmoil. Most days, she toiled alone or with a small crew, meticulously fixing barriers and upgrading infrastructure. The visiting SEAL teams, absorbed in their grueling schedules, rarely noticed the maintenance staff. If you're moved by stories of courage and hidden legacies, please subscribe to The Heart Listens and help us share these untold veteran tales. Today felt different, though. The SEAL instructor had been observing her for the past hour, his curiosity deepening with each precise movement as she repaired bullet-scarred concrete. Riley grew up in a military household, but the details were always shrouded in mystery. Her father passed when she was 6, and her mother spoke little of his service, only calling him a dedicated Marine lost too soon. The few photos Riley kept showed a man in dress blues adorned with unfamiliar ribbons. At 19, she enlisted, driven to unravel the world her father had known. Engineering suited her. Her knack for hands-on problem-solving found purpose in the military structure, linking her to his legacy. Her mother remarried when Riley was 12. Her stepfather, a gentle man, never tried to fill her father's shoes. Yet gaps lingered. Hushed conversations that ceased when she approached, a locked trunk in the attic her mother guarded. Riley's drive now was to honor her father's uniform, pushing herself harder, taking on tough tasks, and earning respect through skill alone. She aimed to build a record that would reflect his memory, even if its full meaning eluded her. The morning began typically at the precision range. Riley was patching concrete damage from the prior day's drills when the SEAL team arrived for their weekly assessment. The sessions were fierce, with instructors challenging students to hit targets at staggering distances. She worked on, mixing concrete and smoothing patches with ease, as rifle shots rang out during the SEAL's qualification course. Midday, newer team members struggled with a tough shot sequence. Riley heard the instructor's frustration as he tried various fixes. Her repair work brought her closer to the firing line, giving her a clearer view of the training. That's when the shift happened. The instructor, initially irritated by her presence, noticed her watching. Something in her posture, how she analyzed target alignment, piqued his interest. She wasn't just idly observing. She was dissecting shooting stances with a technician's eye. When the student missed again, Riley instinctively adjusted her stance and trowel grip, mirroring flawless rifle positioning. The instructor halted the session, his annoyance turning to intrigue as this maintenance worker displayed expert fundamentals unconsciously. Riley's cheeks flushed as she realized the SEAL team's eyes were on her. Lost in studying their technique, she hadn't noticed her body slipping into shooting forms her father had taught her as a child. Memories surged summer days in the backyard, her father guiding her with a BB gun, teaching breath control, that perfect still moment between heartbeats. Too young to grasp his intent, the muscle memory had lain dormant for 20 years. After his death, her mother made her promise to never mention those lessons, urging them to leave the past behind. Grief-stricken and confused, Riley complied. Now, on a Marine range with elite shooters watching, those lessons felt profound. Her father's focus on precision over haste, his patient teaching, his quiet intensity, all echoed in her movements. Riley set her tools down, standing tall, meeting the instructor's gaze with a blend of embarrassment and dawning realization that this moment would reshape her understanding of her family's past. The SEAL instructor approached slowly, rifle held with respect. The team paused, sensing something rare. The range's usual cadence, commands, shots, critiques, fell silent. He asked if she had military shooting experience. She began to say no, then paused, recalling those backyard sessions. She admitted to basic childhood training, but little else. The instructor nodded, then made an unusual request. Would she demonstrate her stance with an unloaded rifle to aid a training point? Reluctantly, she agreed, still unaware of the attention her observation had drawn. The instant she took the rifle, everything shifted. Her body flowed into a textbook shooting stance, breathing synced, grip firm, alignment precise, support arm angled perfectly. The SEALs exchanged looks. This wasn't luck or instinct. It was muscle memory from rigorous training, honed over months. The instructor asked her to try various positions, and each showcased elite-level technique. Something was missing from her story, and he recognized the hallmarks of a suppressed legacy. He made a call that altered everything. Within 30 minutes, Master Gunnery Sergeant Torres arrived, a weathered Marine with 25 years at Pendleton. He knew every notable shooter's history. Seeing Riley demonstrate, he froze. The resemblance, her build, focus, shooting style, was unmistakable once you knew the key. Torres asked her father's name and service details. With her sparse information, his face grew solemn. He returned after 20 minutes with a folder from the base archives, sealed for 2 decades. Riley's father wasn't just a good Marine. He was Staff Sergeant Daniel Hart, a legendary precision marksman whose records still held on multiple ranges, selected for recon missions requiring near-impossible shots. His innovative techniques shaped military sniping standards. The folder held photos of him training Marines, mission logs, some redacted, and records of his death in a training mishap while pioneering long-range methods. The instructor now saw the truth. Riley's talent blended inherited skill with her father's early lessons, buried by 20 years of silence. That afternoon, Riley learned her father's story from Marines who'd known him. Master Gunnery Sergeant Torres shared tales of Daniel's patience and his shooter's combat successes. The SEALs invited her to an informal session, using her father's methods to coach their struggling student. Watching Riley teach those fundamentals felt like mending a 20-year break. That evening, she called her mother after months of silence. The talk was tough but vital. Her mother revealed she'd hidden Daniel's achievements to shield Riley from the danger that claimed him. The next weekend, the attic trunk opened. Inside were Daniel's shooting journals, competition photos, letters from saved Marines, and a letter to Riley written before his final mission. Riley stayed an engineer but began weekend marksmanship instruction, passing on her father's techniques. His legacy thrived through her hands and the shooters she trained, bridging past and future, honoring his memory and her own journey. If this story touched your heart, like and subscribe to The Heart Listens for more tales of resilience and legacy.